Check. 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 You know what? We don't even deserve the conclusion of that cool song. 196. A lot of people are going to have a lot of good points. If you're tuning in, why did the Mavs lose tonight? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? I'm not going to do a ton of graphics. Not going to do a ton of fun stuff. Lose by 4 on a night where we miss... 11 free throws. 12 of 23 free throws. 52% from the free throw line. Now, I remember telling DDP a few days ago on his stream that watch the free throws because the Thunder are an elite free throw shooting team and the Mavericks, they have something like this in their bag every once in a while. I mean, I wasn't an NBA player, didn't play overseas, didn't play college ball. But I played pretty competitive high school ball. So it's really funny when all these scrubs are like, you never played ball. I played very competitive high school ball, and I was the best player on my team and got awards and trophies and ribbons and was an 85% free throw shooter. But an NBA team shooting 52% from a free throw line, that's some look yourself in the mirror kind of garbage. That is genuine choke artist kind of stuff. That's extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. You said they flopped. Yeah, well, they definitely fell down. They fell down. That's for dang sure. I have something that I want to say. I haven't seen anyone on Twitter X say this yet. I know the wound is fresh, and this isn't going to make you feel any better. It doesn't make me feel better to say it. It was fun when the wins were happening, but let me say this. This is the third straight game where PJ Washington has been our best player. This is the third consecutive playoff game where PJ Washington has been better than Kyrie and Luka. Let that settle in. Because if you're winning and everyone's contributing, then hey, that's awesome. But on a night like tonight, where it's clear that the points are hard to come by, and you've got Luka Doncic shooting 6 for 20 from the field, and 2 for 9 from 3, and 4 for 6 from free throw. Yeah, that ain't it, MVP. And you're my MVP, Luka. But that ain't it. That is not going to cut it in the second round of the playoffs against the first seed. And in the game where points are hard to come by, Kyrie might need to shoot more than 11 times. I don't care what kind of Zen trip he's on of like the beautiful game and we got to get everyone involved. And you know what I really am? I'm really a defensive player and I'm an assist guy. You are Kyrie Irving, one of the greatest, and I say that without hyperbole, without exaggeration. You are one of the greatest shot takers and shot makers in NBA history. and you're taking 11 shots on a night where points are hard to come by. I know they're trying to make it hard for you, Kyrie. I've got one thing to remind you. You are Kyrie Irving. Luka was atrocious from the field, but he's been bad as he's on his bad knee. Kyrie, you have to give us more. Now, hey, listen, Luka has to give us more. But Kyrie absolutely has to take more than 11 shots on a night like tonight. Hey, when it's all blowing and going and the offense is ripping and roaring and we're shutting people down and we got a big lead, Kyrie doesn't have to take a bunch of shots. That's fine. Do your thing, man, where you just want to be a connector and a defensive presence. But on a night like tonight, you have to have that gear. And you have that gear that almost no one in the league can go into. And on nights like tonight, we don't need to see you passing it off to Derrick Jones Jr. to see what DJJ is going to do. We don't need to be putting DJJ at the line. We need Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic to come through for us. And this is the third straight game where neither one of our superstars have been our best player. Like I said, when it's in a win, you just kind of go, awesome. But on a night like tonight, it is unthinkable. It is unthinkable. And listen, this is coming out of frustration. I love these guys. If you have found your way to this video or this stream, I've probably proven it to you by this point. I love this team. I love the Mavericks as a whole, but I love the 2023-24 Mavericks. And I love Luka Doncic, and I love Kyrie Irving. I feel like as a fan, I have earned the right in 40 years of fanship or 38 years of being a fan to say, like, we've got to be able to expect more from Luka and Kyrie. I don't know how much to contribute Luka's showing to his knee and his ankle and his back and all that stuff. I don't want to make excuses for the young dude. He's got to make his free throws. He's got to play a smarter game. He's got to make the looks, right? As far as I know, Kyrie's fully healthy, as anyone is in the second round in the playoffs after playing a full season. He has got to go into that second gear. Richard says Luka was absolutely awful tonight and Kyrie taking a back seat needs to stop. Kyrie was awful too, Richard. You said, well, no, he wasn't as bad as Luka. Yeah, he didn't shoot as bad as Luka. But Kyrie Irving, in a game where we need buckets, only taking 11 shots is unthinkable. So I don't mean to correct you, Richard. What I would just say is they were both atrocious. One of them had a much worse shooting percentage in this game than the other. Luka to Kyrie, of course. But the fact that we couldn't go to them to get not just buckets, but shots. Kyrie didn't even try to take over the game. And let me just say this too. The fact that Jason Kidd is not more willing to throw a double at SGA, he's what they've got, man. He's what they've got. And we're just determined to try to beat him in these one-on-one matchups. And yeah, we're trying to force him into our bigs and everything. I get that, but force the ball out of his hands. Make someone else make the play. You tip your cap to Chet tonight for hitting those clutch free throws that our guys couldn't make. Here's the guy in his second year in the league, a rookie, but not really, right? A sophomore season guy going to the line, hitting clutch free throws, icing the game, right? And our superstars couldn't do it. It's a 2-2 series. Man, I'm I'm hurting like you guys. I'm hurting. I don't want to do graphics. I don't want to do the box scores. I don't want to look at all the fun stats. I don't want to just beat my head up against a wall either. Gafford, Lively, Exum showed something tonight, but never got back in the game. He only played 5 minutes tonight. You know who got 22, almost 23 minutes tonight? Tim Hardaway Jr. One of the worst playoff losses, Richard says. Your superstars let you down tonight. They handed the Thunder the win. Yeah, absolutely. They really did. Luka's shot has been atrocious in the playoffs, so we need him to win the game in other ways. We need him making plays. We need him dumping it off. We need him making his free throws, right? What was he tonight from the free throw line? 4 of 6. That's not his worst ever showing, but I feel like all of Mavs fandom at the end there, when Luka was going to the Lions, go, well, we're going to miss one of these, aren't we? It's just the way it's gone. Just the way it's gone. And listen, the series is tied 2-2, but they have now taken home court back. On a night where, from the best I could tell, they were just begging you to put them out of their misery in that first quarter. They were just begging you in that first half. Now, they're a gutty, hard-fighting team, super well-coached team, right? And they were just begging you with their sloppy play and miss shot after miss shot after miss shot, and our incredible, stellar defense. The refs were letting both teams play very physically, which I love in the playoffs, right? But they were just begging us to put them out of their misery and quote-unquote send them to Cancun, right? I know this game wouldn't end the series, but if we win this game, we do pretty much end the series as far as I'm concerned. All right, so I asked you guys, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? I almost don't even want to do this because it's just like sticking a poker into my eye. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something here. Hold on. What are you thinking? Oh, no. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me a few seconds as I let my internet catch up. Oh, no. 59 comments. We probably won't do all this. Blown opportunity, but adversity and failure gives you a chance to see what you're made of. Will be an interesting Game 5. Yeah, we can win there. We absolutely can win there. They got an amazing home court advantage. And you got to always remember the psychology of human nature, right? Refs are impacted by those incredibly loud barns. You know, like the Pacers, like Madison Square Garden, like Oklahoma City. The refs are impacted by those incredibly loud home courts. Luka needs to figure some things out, Blake says, definitely. Jamir says, thinking about that one, the Mavs shouldn't leave the arena until they hit 20 free throws in a row. Hey, man, old school coaching stuff right there. Brandon says, put us out of our misery. I'm not even going to read that, Brandon. Francisco says that they don't even deserve to advance. Oh, we're getting some ugly stuff tonight, man. Luka MVP feels a little like Game 4 of the last series. Hopefully the rest of it plays out the same. There we go. Yeah, little bright side right there, little silver lining. Sean says, Luka stunk tonight. Horrible turnovers. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. What did he finish with? Was it 7 or 8? Let me see. He had 7 at one point. Yeah, he finished with 7 turnovers. 7 turnovers, man. Mauricio, I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing that, man. Mauricio says, same feeling of 2 years ago after blowing a 19-point lead against Golden State that decided the series. It might be over. Well, it could be. It could be. A game like this can certainly put a lot of wind in your sails and suck it out of the other teams. That's for darn sure. David says Kyrie needs to play better. His lack of scoring and the abysmal free throws is what cost the Mavs the game. Yeah, not Kyrie's abysmal free throws, but overall as a team, abysmal free throws. Absolutely. Yeah. And Kyrie's just lack of aggression. I know they're trying not to let Kyrie beat him. He's Kyrie Irving, guys. He can beat them. When he sets his mind to it, when that's the gear he's putting it in, he absolutely can get it going. We've seen him do it too many times against other great defenses to not believe in him, right? Jeff says it's hard to beat the number 1 seed 3 games in a row. Yeah, but we could have. And we were doing it most of the game until we just stopped making any shots and then didn't make our free throws. Christian says the second half was really bad. And I wonder if Kyrie may be a bit tired and simply can't take over in the fourth like he wants to. I didn't see him wanting to be honest. I didn't see him like forcing a bunch of shots and be like, well, I guess he's trying. He just can't do it tonight. Carter, something like that. Just pain. I want our season to end after a game like that. Just soul crushing. I don't want our season to end yet. See, the series is tied 2-2. I'm feeling that same pain you are, but I want everything to keep going. Sithy says an off night from Luka and Kyrie. That's putting it very gently, very nicely. Luka is cooked and Kyrie is headed in that direction. No, he's not. No. Dayton says Mavs should only practice free throws next practice. Well, this is something we've known about them for a long time. They are not a clutch free throw shooting team. Kyrie is a clutch free throw maker, but no one else on this team is, as far as like in my mindset. I don't trust free throws. I guess after Kyrie, it's THJ, which is just a terrible thing to have to say into a microphone. Ryan says Lively should have played the whole fourth. He had us rolling. Luka and Kai disappeared in clutch time. Tim with that turnover. Yeah, I'm not going to blame Tim. You know who I blame Tim's turnover on? Jason Kidd. Shea wouldn't miss, and that's who he is. He's healthy, and that's who he is. Derek says, Dort gets away with murder. Yeah, that's an old story. We know that. Yeah, you're right, Derek. He gets away with murder. Absolutely. Good defense, honestly, throughout, but the shots weren't falling, and OKC just outplayed us, especially in the third. Fourth was a little better, but not enough. JH. Dot says, the team that had a star to close the game won. David says, hard not to be down after watching that second half. Way too sloppy. Luka needs to get his head in the game and stop complaining. Yeah. I mean, I in general always agree, which I don't like Luka complaining. But Dort is murdering him. And any OKC fan that tells you otherwise, man, you're fooling yourself. Your boy gets away with murder. And I don't like, as someone who doesn't like Luka's complaining, Dort gets away with murder. Not going to read that one. Not going to read that one either, Jacob. Jacob, you've been really negative a lot recently, man. Lando, love seeing Luka throw possession after possession away. So it's just going to be a lot of this tonight, guys. Disaster. That's a series losing plunder. Same amount of free throws, but they shoot 95% and we shoot 52%. 10 points and we lost by 4. Yep. I'm just assuming it's a whole lot of that. Just a whole lot of that. And you guys are right. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. All right, guys. Until I see you next time for Game 5 in OKC. Go Mavs.